So far, you've learned how to write a post with blocks and how to play around with the blocks by moving and transforming them, for example. Now, we will go on to edit the blocks, and we will start with the toolbar and its buttons. In the next videos, we will go over the options in the sidebar. The toolbar, by default, appears in two places. The first is the bar at the top of the screen. Here, you will find buttons that are the same for all blocks. For block-specific buttons, you will need to use the toolbar above each block you select. If you want, you can merge these two toolbars in the top toolbar. Go to the three vertical dots at the far right side of the screen and click on them. The first option there is Top Toolbar. I click on it, and now there is a check mark there, meaning the setting is enabled. If you look at the top bar now, you see all the buttons there, both the ones for all blocks and the block-specific ones. Let's switch back to the defaults and stay with that. Before we start editing the blocks, let's check what the buttons in the top toolbar are. We already saw that with the plus we can add new blocks. Next to it are the undo and redo buttons, which do pretty much what they say, undo or redo an action. If you've ever wondered how to check the number of words your text has, wonder no more. That information is available under the Content Structure button. Here, you can also easily control the outline of the document. If I click on one of the headings, I will automatically be taken to it in the post. While the outline is focused on the headings, there's also a block navigation button in the toolbar. That one shows all the blocks the post is made of, in the order in which they appear. Again, they are clickable, and clicking on one takes you to the corresponding block in the post. From here, we transition to the next step in this video, which is exploring the block-specific buttons in the toolbar. We will go through each of the blocks in this post, and we're going to start with the first one, the paragraph block. In the toolbar above the block, we have the Transform Block button first. We already saw you can transform blocks into different ones, and this is what the paragraph block can be transformed into. Next, we have the Alignment button. I need to click on the downward pointing arrow to reveal all the options. They are pretty standard and recognizable for those who've ever worked with Word or Google Docs. Let's try to align the text in the center. There it is, but I don't like it, so I'll change it back. Sometimes you want to emphasize a point by making the text bold or italic. You can do that with the bold and italic toolbar buttons. I will select a piece of text and then click on the B. That's it. Now the text is bold. Other times, you need to add links to your text. This familiar button with the link chains is, of course, the one that will let me do just that. I will again select the piece of text I want to use, click the link button, then go to the URL, copy it, go back to the post editor, and paste it. I also want to make sure that this link opens in a new tab, so I will click on the arrow here and activate the Open in New tab toggle. Next to the linking button, there's a downward pointing arrow. When I click on it, I see some more options. The first one is the inline code. Sounds mysterious, so what does it mean? Well, for example, if I was writing an instructional text about writing JavaScript code, I would need to give examples of that code. To make the text of the code stand out from the rest of the text, I can use the inline code button. I have no code here, but I will select a piece of text just to show what I mean. See how the text stands out now? Let's quickly undo now because we don't need it here. With the inline image, I can add images within the block. I'll click the option, select an image, and there it is within the text. Now it's too big, but I can easily make it smaller by changing the dimensions here. Of course, in this context, there's no point in having the image, so let's delete it. The 3 dots at the end also contain a lot of additional options, which are the same for all the blocks. What are those options? Well, with the hide block settings, you can remove the sidebar from the screen. The name of the next button makes it clear that if you click on it, it will make a duplicate copy of the selected block. The Insert Before or After buttons allow you to add blocks before or after the block you are currently working with. For those of you that can code, you can choose the Edit as HTML option and write your own code within the block. This is an excellent way of customizing your posts, if you have the coding skills, of course. We've already discussed the last 3 options in the previous videos, so just to repeat them quickly, you can save this block and reuse it with the Add to Reusable Blocks option. And with the final 2 options, you can group and remove blocks. Okay, that was the paragraph block, but what about the other blocks? Let's go to the image and see whether things are different in the toolbar. The Transform button is here again at the start, only it has a different icon. The options the Transform button reveals are also different. As you can see, I can change not only the type of block, but also the style of the image. I don't think a circle would work for us, so I won't touch that. If I wanted to transform this block, I could turn it into a gallery, choose the media and text block, and more. Just like the text, I can also align the image with the alignment buttons. Besides aligning it left, right, and center, I can also make it wider, or even make it fill the full width of the post. Now, what if I change my mind about this image, and I want to add another one instead in this same place? That's easy. I don't have to delete and insert an image block again. Instead, I can click on the Edit Image button, and I will be able to upload a new image. Next to the Edit button is, again, the Link button. But now I see that there are also different types of links I can add. The first thing I can do is paste a URL in this input field. This is useful when you use images from external sources and you want to give them credit. You can also link to a media file or an attachment page. By linking to a media file, you will make your image clickable. When visitors click on it, the image will open full screen in the same tab. If you want the image to open in a different tab, you can activate the Open in New Tab toggle. The attachment page option deserves some explanation. When you upload something to WordPress, it automatically creates an attachment page for that upload. In the case of images, an attachment page will contain the title of the image itself, as well as any additional information you have added, such as a description or a caption. I'll show you what it looks like by clicking on the link. Now, if you enable this option, people that click on the image will be taken to a different page. That can be confusing, at best. So, unless you are a photographer and really need to tell everyone about the photo, it's better not to use this option. If you are using Yoast SEO, you might not see the attachment page screen, because the attachment page will automatically be redirected to the media file. As a result, you will see the same screen that you get when you link to media file. Let's see what other blocks we have here. Yep, the heading blocks. I can transform headings into paragraphs, groups, or quotes. But what's more exciting is that I can change the level of the heading. The title of the page is always level H1. This heading is a subheading that comes after the title, so H2 makes total sense. H2 is the default level you get when you write subheadings, so if you want to change the level, this is the option you can use. The rest of the buttons match the ones of the paragraph block, so we can move on. There aren't that many transform options for the video block. The alignment buttons are similar to those for image blocks, so I can align the video left, right, and center. The button to make the video wider is also here. I prefer how it was before. If I want to add another video instead, without deleting the block, I can do it here with the Edit button. Then we have the quote. You've seen all these buttons before. The Transform button allows me to change the style of the quote. Currently it's set to default, but I can also set it to large. Yeah, no, it was better before. We already handled the headings, so now it's time for the list block. With the toolbar, I can change the list from a bulleted to a numbered list. With the two buttons here, I can easily indent parts of the list. Let's see. I could indent this final point, because it's not really a requirement, it's more of an explanation of the previous point. So let's do that. I put the cursor in front of the last sentence, and I click the Indent List Item button. There, that's better. The last thing in this post I need to edit is the button block. This block is made up of two elements. If I click in the area around the button, I get these few Transform and Align buttons. But look what happens if I click on the button where the text is. The toolbar expands with some text-specific buttons as well. That's neat. Let's see, align left, center, or right. Which one works best? I think it's the center one. Let's go with that. Okay, time to wrap it up. In this screencast, I showed you how to edit blocks with the toolbar. And in the next videos, we will go over the options in the sidebar.